I have good news.
We're putting the band back together.
True.
We're on a mission from God.
Less true. So yeah, we're getting ready to go racing. However, like most things in my life...
Rules! You got some rules around here.
So JP, Rhino and Hippy have been off building tracks and putting together a bit of a race series, and we've got a big list of rules of cars we can use and how they should be put together. And will I remember all of these?
Of course you will.
But there's a special rule just for me as well.
Tipsy dude, just don't suck.
So what I need to do now is go through my cars and get them ready to race, because let's be honest, none of these would really pass for a decent race car. We'll start with everyone's favourite ugly duckling, and that's the Rapid GTX. Right, okay, bear with me a minute. Right, now that's sorted, let's actually pull this in. Now I'm going to do most of these customisations in the agency, because one of the things the rules state is that you need to use different colour headlights depending on whether you're doing a GT2, GT3 or GT4 car. And the reason for that is because the different classes race together, and you can use the headlights to tell whether a car coming up behind you is one you need to move out of the way for. But the first one is very easy. So this is just going to be a nice looking pace car. And I'll be honest, this is there in case I am just not good enough to hold it with the rest of them. Because we've done a couple of practice races, and I'll be honest, my place pretty much seemed to be at the back. So whether I can sort of work on that, I have no idea. But we will see. And while we just do this first drive back now, I'm not going to make you do every drive back to storage, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of the cars that we need, I'm going to customise them, I'm going to store them in my office. Now I've had a big clear out recently, so I've got quite a bit of space. And I'll just give you a little bit of a teaser on why I've been so quiet recently, because I'll be honest, for the last few months, most of my time has been spent turning this into this. And there is a video on that coming up, and yes, I do regret not doing the series as we went through the build, but you live and learn, and I'll tell you one thing, I ain't doing it again. So this is the only chance I'm going to have to do it. So I will do that video so you can see what we've actually been up to while I've been away from GTA for the last few weeks. So that's the first one done. Now let's start working through the list. And we start with the Italy RSX, one of my favourite looking cars. It looks so good, and this is going to be the challenge, because I am not a massive fan. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know I'm not a massive fan of the liveries. So what I'm trying to do is pick liveries that suit the car and still look good, because I'll be quite honest, I'd much rather look good and come last. And I know that sounds terrible, but I think for the Italy RSX, I think that works reasonably well. Now this one is going to be a challenge, because the i8 isn't a particularly well-known racing car, as far as I know, but the i8 being what the Niobe is based on. So I don't know how well this is going to take a race livery and the kind of race spec wings and all that kind of stuff. It's I kind of think I'm going to try and do most of them red where I think it suits them. I do think with this being a BMW, it does suit that light blue, that Estoril blue, and do you know what, I think that's okay. I'll take that. Now this is one that I think will work really, really well. The Corsita is a really nice shape, and I know this has got some really nice livery options, and straight away I'm finding myself drawn to this split one. I know it might look a little bit weird, and I think if I just swap that second colour around and get the other half the red, I think that looks pretty sweet. I'm happy with that one. And this one, so JP, if you're watching, just ignore the wide body bit. It's a normal 10F, I promise. It's a normal 10F. Honest governor. And this, again, is also going to be a difficult one because I don't think this is one of the better looking cars in the game. I like the R8 in real life, but I don't think it comes across particularly well in the game. That's why I very rarely, if ever, use this car. But with that split livery front to back, I actually think this is the first one I've done that I think looks better than it looked before I actually did the customization. So yeah, happy with that one now. I'll take that one. On to another one. Now this one's going to hurt because I really like how this one looks. I think with the Coquette being based on the Corvette, it suits a wild colour. It suits that ridiculous bright orange yellow. It also suits some of the wild deliveries, but I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to try and make this look like a reasonable kind of race car, and I am going to have to change that colour. It's going to have to go red. And you know what? It still looks okay. It kind of makes it look, unfortunately, because of the shape, it kind of just makes it look like a Grotti or like a Ferrari. But I think for what I'm doing, I think that's going to work. We've got the crew emblem on the side of all these as well. And another one that might well hurt because I love the way this looks. It's already red because I just thought it really suited it. I just don't want to ruin it by putting a race livery on. But I've already seen one that I actually quite like. And this car has one of the problems that you keep getting with deliveries, which is sometimes there'll be a number on the side that really doesn't work well if you want to use a crew emblem as well. So if you look, my crew emblem's gone straight across the middle, and I think that kind of spoils the look. I think that would look a lot better. And here's the first one that I've actually had to buy. I do have the Paragon R armoured, but I thought that was a little bit of a cheat, and because it's natively armoured, you can't actually take that armour off. So I figured let's just buy another one, and let's have a look, see what we can do with liveries in this one. And first thing, I know this needs to look mean. It's a Bentley. It's based on a Bentley. It needs to look absolutely evil. But livery wise, I've already seen the one I want. Yes, that'll do for me. Standard Union flag. Really, really happy with that. That means I can keep the base white. That's going to look really cool. Definitely happy with that. Let's get some GT options on the back. And I think we're about done with that one. And I am over the moon with that one. I think that one looks absolutely fabulous. And moving on to the Comet. Now this one was kind of already set up for a track day with the taped headlights, but let's turn it into a proper race car and let's get some proper liveries on there. And again, these aren't great. I guess this is one where I did a bit of a paint trick. So this previously had the pearlescent applied over a matte paint job, so I think I'll definitely have to lose that. And let's just see what I can do with the reds. I think that kind of looks okay. The ducktail spoiler kind of works. It's not the greatest livery in the world, but none of them really are for this one. So that's definitely in the that'll do category. That'll do. On to the Anis, and this one's going to need a little bit of work, because believe it or not, that is actually a pearlescent red. I know it looks black, it looks black to me, so that's going to need a little bit of work to get that something like, but this has quite a nice selection of liveries. You can really go for the kind of 80s theme. I know this is the updated version of the car, the kind of refresh, but they kept some of the 80s theme liveries, and I think they look really, really good. And what I will do after this, I will drop this one into the agency and take that armour plating off. And this is the only one that I could probably get away without changing at all. This is the Jester race car, because I'd already done that like pretty much like a race car. I think all I need to do is give it a slightly more wild spoiler and get the correct colour headlights, and we're pretty good with that one. And moving on to the last one, the Jester RR. I know exactly what I want to do with this. I've already seen the livery I want. I already know the style I'm going to go for, and yes, it is a homage back to the Castrol Toyotas of the 80s. And that is my race car garage complete for now. So yeah, for those of you that want to watch the racing or even join in, we are doing a few test events over the next few weeks with a view to actually starting a full season. Whether I will do the full season, I don't know. It depends whether I do anywhere near well enough in the test races. And if you've seen any of my previous racing,
we're not at home to Mr. Cockup.
Yeah, that's gonna be the order of the day. I hope you enjoyed that, and it's good to be back. And I'll just let you fly through the rest of my garage, and I'll see you in the next one.